Hello and welcome. You're watching Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest from different sporting arenas. In the next half an hour, we're going to bring you all the latest from the world of cricket, soccer, F1 and a lot more. First up, the top headlines of the hour. Gujarat Titans will be up against Punjab Kings today at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. On the other hand, Kolkata Knight Riders continue their domination as they beat Delhi Capitals in latest encounter. England takes unassailable 2-0 lead in the ODI series against New Zealand at Hamilton. Tammy Beaumont bounces back with a stellar 81-run stand. In from Premier League, all set to face important clash between Liverpool and Sheffield United tonight. With a dominating record and strong position on the points table, Liverpool chases another title under Klopp's leadership. And Kylian Mbappe leads Paris Saint-Germain in French Cup finale. PSG to face Lyon in the final as the capital side look to add their record tally of 14 victories in the French Cup. So those were the top headlines of the hour that we are tracing for all our viewers here on Sports Buzz. And now to begin with the latest from IPL. Well, Kolkata Knight Riders beat Delhi Capitals by a massive 106 runs in the match of 16 of this season. The stadium was full of cheers for Sunil Narine and Angakrish Raghuvanshi as both of them hit half centuries. Sunil Narine top scored with 85 runs as Kolkata Knight Riders tore apart Delhi Capitals bowling like cotton candy to post 272 for 7. Kolkata Knight Riders smashed the second highest total in the history of Indian Premier League. On the other hand, in response to this, Delhi Capitals lost 4 wickets in the power play itself. So from 51 for 4, Rishabh Pant took off and Pant scored 55 runs in 25 balls, remarkably hitting 4 fours and 2 sixes off a Venkatesh Iyer over that fetched Delhi 28 runs for themselves. Kolkata Knight Riders now stand at the top of the season's table standings with a victory in all 3 matches they've played so far in the current season. It was Delhi Capitals' third loss in 4 games, however, and they need to take it up for the upcoming matches. So Delhi Capitals head coach Ricky Ponting lashed out at his team. He said, and I quote his statement here, "It is pretty hard to assess right now. I was almost embarrassed with the first half of the game to concede that many runs and 17 wides. It took us 2 hours as well to bowl our overs. We are 2 overs behind once again, so the guys who bowled the last 2 overs had 4 players outside the circle. There are a lot of things that happened in this game that are unacceptable. A lot of things we will talk about as a group tonight. We will have to fix immediately to go forward in this tournament. So there will be some good open discussions in the changing room for sure," unquote. On the other hand, Delhi Capitals captain Rishabh Pant has been fined with a 2.4 million rupees fine for a second overweight offence in the Indian Premier League match against Kolkata Knight Riders. Rishabh Pant was found guilty of maintaining a slow overrate in the game against Kolkata Knight Riders. The rest of his teammates were fined 25% of their match fee. The IPL said that Rishabh Pant, the Delhi Capitals captain, has been fined after his team maintained a slow overrate during their Indian Premier League match against Kolkata Knight Riders. On the other hand, Gujarat Titans, they will take on Punjab Kings in match number 17 of the Indian Premier League in Ahmedabad tonight. Now, Titans' new captain, Shubman Gill, has marshalled his team to 2 victories in 3 games, with both the victories coming at home. Gujarat Titans have a chance to move to the top of the IPL points table if they manage to win against Punjab. Meanwhile, Kings had started their season with a victory against Delhi Capitals at their new home in Mulanpur. But they also suffered back-to-back losses on the road in Bengaluru and Lucknow. Staying on cricket, Suryakumar Yadav has now been declared fit and is likely to feature in Mumbai Indians' next IPL game against Delhi Capitals in Mumbai, scheduled to take place on Sunday. The National Cricket Academy in Bengaluru cleared the middle order batsman and he is now set to return after missing more than 3 months of cricket. Suryakumar Yadav had suffered a grade 2 tear in his ankle during the T20 International Series in South Africa and was initially ruled out for 7 weeks. However, another injury surfaced subsequently and he had to undergo a hernia operation that had kept him out of action till now. The availability of Yadav, who is the #1 T20I batsman in the ICC rankings, will be a shot in the arm for Team Mumbai Indians. MI have started their IPL Test campaign with 3 consecutive defeats, with new skipper Hardik Pandya facing the ire of fans in every match he plays. In-form Chennai Super Kings pacer Mustafizur Rahman could miss the team's next IPL game against Sunrisers Hyderabad on Friday. The left-arm pacer has gone back to Bangladesh to complete his visa process for the upcoming T20 Cricket World Cup, which is to be held in the United States and West Indies. Chennai Super Kings have won 2 of their first 3 games. Rahman's departure for the T20 Cricket World Cup visa process will, however, impact the CSK. His absence may lead to the inclusion of Mahesh Dikshana or Moeen Ali. The team's bowling strategy will also face uncertainty against Sunrisers Hyderabad in their upcoming match. More from cricket. Former England opener Michael Atherton said star all-rounder Ben Stokes not participating in the T20 Cricket World Cup did not come as a massive surprise. While Stokes sprung a surprise when he announced he would skip the upcoming ICC T20 Cricket World Cup to allow his body to take rest. The 32-year-old also revealed the reason for missing the T20 tournament, stating that his major goal is to be fully fit to bowl not only during the summer test season but in all forms of cricket in the future. The 9th edition of the T20 Cricket World Cup will begin on the 1st of June and will be played across the USA and the West Indies. Meanwhile, England's ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup defence will start against Scotland on the 4th of June in Barbados. Moving on to women's cricket now. England women registered ODI victory against New Zealand in Hamilton. Tammy Beaumont top scored with 81 for Team England with a 56-run victory in the second match itself in Hamilton. The opener also scored 81 from 96 balls before she was eventually dismissed, caught by Georgia Plimer off the bowling of Hannah Rowe. Before getting out, Beaumont's 70-run partnership with captain Heather Knight had set England on course for a big total. England were already 1-0 up following a 4-wicket victory at the opener. Nat Sciver-Brunt was the pick of the England's bowlers with 3 for 21 as the White Ferns failed to chase down their target of 252. Amy Jones, who was also the standout player in the first match, she also gave England the boost they needed with her quick-fire 48 of 40 balls, helping her side to a total of 252 all out. England can compete a clean sweep in the final match that is scheduled to take place on the 7th of April. Moving on in sports buzz, now let's get you an update from the world of tennis. Sumit Nagal, he lost in 3 sets against Italy's Lorenzo Sonego in the round of 16 at Marrakech Open at ATP 250 event in Morocco on Wednesday. World number 95, Sumit began his clay season by defeating Frenchman Corentin in the opening round. And in the match that took the first set by 6-1 against Sonego, however, the 4th-seeded Italian, currently ranked 61, bounced back to clinch the second set by 6-3 and the decider by 6-4. Sumit Nagal was looking forward to reach the quarterfinals of a tour-level event for only the second time of his career. But this was his second straight defeat against 6'3" tall Italian after the first round clash of this year's Dubai Championships. Meanwhile, in men's doubles category, India's Yuki Bhamri and his French partner Alpano Olivetti reached the quarterfinals with a 6-3 and 6-4 victory over Dutch Greek duo of Bart Stevens and Petros Tsitsipas. Moving on to soccer. Kylian Mbappe's strike propelled Paris Saint-Germain into the French Cup final with a comfortable 1-0 victory over Stade Rennais, taking them one step closer to a 15th trophy. A dominant Paris Saint-Germain looked set to take the lead early in the game, but goalkeeper Steve Mandanda thwarted their attempts and saved a penalty from Mbappe. However, the 25-year-old striker opened the scoring 3 minutes later, latching onto a pass from Fabian Ruiz for his 8th goal of the tournament at the park. The Princess erupted in joy. Paris Saint-Germain will face Olympique Lyonnais in the cup finale, which is scheduled to take place on the 25th of May after they beat 3-0 Valenciennes FC on Tuesday. Rennes were desperate for an equalizer in the second half to force a penalty shootout, but a Martin Terrier effort was the best that they could muster, while Mandanda denied PSG a further advantage. PSG, who are top of the League One standings, face Clermont Foot on Saturday. Staying on soccer, Liverpool are now all set to face Sheffield United in Premier League clash tonight. Jurgen Klopp's side are currently on second spot in the Premier League's points table as Arsenal took the lead yesterday. So now, after Arsenal and Manchester City already picked up victories, the pressure is firmly on Liverpool to win in order to return to the top of the Premier League points table. They can go 2 points clear of league leaders Arsenal with a victory, while this game is also a chance to pad their goal difference. While Liverpool are huge favourites against Sheffield United, who have just 3 victories and 15 points this season, Klopp dismissed the notion that he might rest players to focus on Sunday's clash against Manchester United, Old Trafford. Earlier, United eliminated Liverpool from the FA Cup in a 4-3 quarter-final thriller after extra time 2 weeks ago. Arsenal returned to the top of the Premier League with a comfortable 2-0 victory over relegation-threatened Luton Town despite fielding a much-changed side. Captain Martin Odegaard opened the scoring after 24 minutes and an own goal by Daiki Hashioka after good work by Emily Smith-Rowe that put the hosts firmly in control on the stroke of half-time. Mikel Arteta's side moved into first place with 68 points from 30 games. Arteta also opted to shuffle his pack with Declan Rice on the bench and Bukayo Saka not involved, while Smith-Rowe, Rice Nelson and Thomas Partey were all given starts. But his side showed their strength in depth to cruise to the victory. Mikel Arteta's side moved into first place with 68 points from 30 games. Luton, missing several key players, had their moments, but they've remained third bottom with 22 points from 31 games, which is also 3 behind 17th placed Nottingham Forest. Phil Foden scored a stunning hat-trick as Manchester City crushed Aston Villa by 4-1 to keep their hopes of retaining the Premier League title very much alive. City's victory was their first over a top 5 team in the league this season. City also monopolised possession from kick-off and took the lead in the 11th minute when Rodri poked in Jeremy Doku's cross. Villa silenced the home crowd, however, when 20-year-old John Duran slaughtered into the far corner. However, Foden went to work, finding a gap in Villa's wall with a superb free kick just before half-time. Rodri dribbled through Villa's defence before laying the ball off a Foden to claim his second in the 62nd minute, and the 23-year-old completed his hat-trick with a rocket into the top corner from 25 yards. City are currently third, level on 67 points with Liverpool. It's now time to take a short break on DD India Sports Bus, but still to come. Two-time Grand Slam champion Simona Halep has received a wildcard entry to the main draw of the Madrid Open. And 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel mulls returning to Formula One.
The largest state of India, Rajasthan, goes to polls in 2 phases. The battle royale for 25 Lok Sabha seats. What are the issues on the ground and who will create a storm? Join us on DD India on the Great Indian Elections, Thursday at 8:30 p.m. IST and 1500 hours GMT, only on DD India.
How did the People's Republic of China capture Tibet back in the day? Is it time to consider a social media ban for kids? Watch Connecting the Dots to get the full picture every Friday at 8 p.m. IST on DD India.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibilities. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Sports Buzz with me, Deepika. Continuing with top sporting updates for all our viewers, and now on soccer. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag said Chelsea, who may be reeling at 12th position in the Premier League, have the ability to beat just about any team. He also said on the eve of Thursday's Premier League clash between the two teams. Well, United are 6th in the standings with 48 points, 11 behind 4th placed Aston Villa, but with a game in hand and need a victory at Stamford Bridge in the pursuit of Champions League football. They defeated Mauricio Pochettino's Chelsea side by 2-1 at Old Trafford in December. Chelsea, meanwhile, who sit on 40 points with 10 games remaining, are seeking to respond to a disappointing draw last time out against relegation-threatened Burnley. Mauricio Pochettino says his young side needed to improve quickly and defend their patch. Ten Hag's side suffered a double injury blow, with defenders Lisandro Martinez and Victor Lindelof facing a spell on the sidelines of at least a month with muscle issues.
You can't prevent, and you see it's not only us who has this. The standards, the Premier League, from intensity perspective, are so high. The overload in the schedule, and also international football is so huge. We have all internationals in our squad, and you see it's not only us. City has the problems, Liverpool has the problems, Newcastle has the problems, so are many other teams. And in this moment, especially the defending department, who are, but in the midfield and in the front line, the players are available.
Chelsea head coach Mauricio Pochettino launched an emotional defence of Conor Gallagher after the England midfielder was subject to abuse online. It came after the Chelsea player appeared to ignore a young black mascot's attempted handshake before his side's Premier League encounter with Burnley. Footage of the interaction between the 24-year-old and the mascot went viral and led to a substantial amount of abuse online. Pochettino called Gallagher a great kid and expressed his concern at the nature of social media abuse and its effect on those targeted.
That is upset me so much, because no one, want to do something like this with this intention. I think he was so well. He says too many videos and photography and picture about that. Conor was really well with both mascot, and then was when you play football, when you are there and you are focusing too many things and you focus into play and to start the game, look, that sometimes can happen. But I think people want to abuse of the people. People always to try to find things to create a mess and to abuse.
Spanish Football Federation said Rayo Majadahonna's Senegalese goalkeeper Cheikh Kane Sarr has been handed a 2-game ban for confronting a rival fan who he said was racially abusing him in a Spanish third division game. In addition to this, his team were declared to have lost last Saturday's match against Estao River by 3-0, deducted 3 points in the league table, and also fined €3,006 for refusing to continue the game following the incident. The Competition Commission also ordered Estao River to play 2 home games behind closed doors and fined them €6,001 for failing to act diligently or cooperate in the repression of violent, racist or xenophobic, intolerant behavior. Sarr was shown a red card in the 84th minute of the match after jumping into the stands to confront the racist abuser. Former Spanish FA chief and controversial football administrator Luis Rubiales has been arrested as part of a corruption investigation on Wednesday. Rubiales, who's been facing charges in the Jenny Hermoso case, was detained in the Spanish capital Madrid after he arrived from the Dominican Republic. The police in Madrid have 72 hours to investigate Rubiales, who came into the limelight after kissing Hermoso during the post-match ceremony after Spain's FIFA Women's World Cup finale victory over England and Australia last year. On to tennis. Two-time Grand Slam champion Simona Halep has received a wildcard entry to the main draw of the Madrid Open, which will be her second tournament since getting her doping suspension reduced on an appeal. Organisers of the clay court tournament also handed a wild card to another former number one, who's Caroline Wozniacki, along with veteran Kei Nishikori and 18-year-old Martin Landelus on the men's side. Halep, the Madrid champion in 2016 and 17, returned to professional tennis last month at Miami Open and lost to Paula Badosa. That was her first match in about 1.5 years. Halep's 4-year doping ban was cut to 9 months by the Court of Arbitration for Sport in early March. The Wuhan Open is back on women's tennis schedule for the first time since 2019 after organisers announced it will be staged in the Chinese city in the month of October. The 1000 tournament has not featured on the WTA circuit since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Wuhan, which is the home to former Australian Open and French champion Lina, was the sport's popularity surge in the last 2 decades. Australian Open finalist Zheng Qinwen had also relocated there as a child for training. The tournament will now be held from the 7th of October till the 13th of it at Optics Valley International Tennis Centre in Wuhan. The Tahitian village of the Ohopos is now slated to host the surfing event for the upcoming Paris Olympics. The decision comes despite the controversy surrounding the construction of a judging tower that sparked protests last year. The village on the southwest coast of the Tahiti in French Polynesia will play host to Olympic surfers and spectators when the Summer Games kick off in July. The new tower will also allow people to watch, film and judge the surfing competitions at a famed break in front of the village. Ahead of the upcoming Paris Olympics 2024, Cuban Mijain Lopez aims for a 5th consecutive gold medal. Lopez is the only male wrestler to win 4 successive golds in the Olympic Games history. He has now said that he is focused on winning his 5th gold medal at the prestigious Paris Olympics game in the month of July. This will also be a feat that no male athlete in the world has achieved in as many Olympics. The 41-year-old Cuban looks confident in every conditioning exercise, including weights.
I think everyone is looking forward to this medal. I'm not anxious. I'm normal, doing what I have always done since I was 10 years old. I will enjoy the Olympics. I never get ahead of myself. First, you have to do things well and then enjoy the result. That has been my mentality in each Olympics, and that is how I have achieved all my results. All I can say is yes, I'm going for the gold medal. This is in my mind and it is my goal. So far, I have never thanked God, let my people or my Cuba decide. Let my people or my Cuba down.
On to F1. 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel said he is thinking about making a return to Formula 1 amid ongoing discussions with Mercedes boss Toto Wolff. Vettel retired in 2022 after 16 seasons in F1 but has since been regularly linked with a possible return to the grid. Mercedes have a 2025 seat to fill following Lewis Hamilton's decision to join Ferrari. Meanwhile, Red Bull, the team Vettel, won his 4 drivers' titles with and also could have a vacancy with Sergio Perez's contract expiring soon. And before we close, we take you to Turkmenistan, where the opening ceremony of the Phygital Sports Competition took place at the State Institute of Physical Culture and Sports on Wednesday. Now, Phygital is a new sport that combines traditional disciplines with virtual competitions. The name of the direction comes from 2 English words, which is physical and digital. This is also a kind of dual event. Participants compete in a video game and its real-life counterpart as well. And that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can also connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehdou, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Sports Buzz.